A national lockdown from November 5th for 4 weeks has been imposed by UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson. The recent action has derailed Saint Lucia's efforts at rebuilding its visitors' arrivals from the key source market during the ongoing pandemic. The island was excited for the return of United Kingdom's TUI Airways with its weekly flights from London Gatwick to Urinorah International Airport from Tuesday, November 3rd. Now, Prime Minister Alan Chastanet says the situation is being monitored closely.
Part of the lockdown is that they have suspended both domestic travel or vacationing in the UK as well as international travel. We're still working on some of the details in terms of the tourists that are here, but my understanding is that once the airlines continue to fly, the persons who are already here will be allowed to go back in to the UK. This is for a 30-day period, obviously in the first instance, and depending on how successful the lockdown is, I guess they will report back to us, to the world, in terms of what their intentions are.
The national UK lockdown has forced the hands of the St. Lucian government to relocate its efforts in travel and tourism promotions from the UK to the US market.
I spent the weekend preparing meetings with the major US airlines to see if we can get an increase in airlift coming out of the US. And the reason for that is as you know, Royalton Hotel, Le Spore, Windjammer Landing are some of and Coconut Bay all opened up this weekend. So we do have an excess amount of room capacity, and the UK was going to fill that quite significantly. The demand out of the UK was doing very well, and we were just in the process of launching a major campaign in the UK. So we're going to try to shift our efforts as quickly as possible to the US market that continues to remain open.
The Prime Minister continues to tout his confidence in the protocols that govern visitor entrance into the island. The Minister for Tourism views the current situation as a stark reminder of seriousness of the management of the COVID-19 pandemic crisis.
We see now how much is at stake. There's some 5,000 employees that were back in the industry. 80% of the room stock, which were open, are now at risk of being temporarily closed. This has been a great disruptor to all of the economic gains that we have made. And so now it becomes very, very difficult for us to come back from this. The US elections, if the government changes, we're not sure what is going to happen in terms of a lockdown. And that is something that we need to keep our eyes open to.
Fede is leery of what some may consider a worst-case scenario for the island's tourism product.
Should there be a lockdown in the United States as well, it would mean that there are quarantine requirements in Canada. There is a lockdown in the UK. And really, the only market available to us. So let's hope and pray that the situation in the US will continue to remain open so that we can have as little disruption as possible to our economic recovery.
According to officials, dialogue continues with British Airways and American Airlines, which have both indicated that trial runs with pre-testing have registered success. The Prime Minister continues to campaign for pre-testing by airlines to raise the confidence of potential travelers. Solange Alfred, HTS News Force.